Okay, welcome to the inaugural Exeter Maths School StarCraft League. This is the first replay that I've been sent. It's Bicuspidvalv, the red Protoss on here in the bottom left corner, versus Utumno, the mighty blue Zerg in the top right. Can't quite remember who either of these players are. This is my first go at casting a game, and possibly this is these players' first go at playing a game. So the play might be rubbish and the casting might be worse. I'll try and give you some pointers as we go through, try and point out maybe some things that these players could do a little bit better if they can, and perhaps point out some possible strategies that they could use. So the Zerg going for this Overlord. With all races, one of the first things you need to do is increase the amount of free supply you've got. Your supply and the amount that you're using is always up in the top right corner here. So as you can see from the start of the game, you almost start off supply. Well, what is that? That's a hatchery. Okay. That, what? Utumno? What? Not unusual for a Zerg to build a hatchery first, but as a general rule, build it here, near the minerals, here. You've already got one here, build it here. This is an interesting choice by Utumno. This is not a strategy that I've ever seen, as is building a second Overlord at this stage. You don't really need the supply, Utumno. Build workers, build workers. Let's see what the Protoss is doing. I've opened the production tab in the top left here, so at any given time we can see what each of these players is building. We can see how much money they've got as well. So if you see large amounts of money up here and not much happening up here, that may mean that a player has fallen asleep. Okay, so this Protoss has decided to go Forge, then Sidecore. Odd timing for the Forge. As a general rule, players either go Forge first or the Forge comes a bit later. But not to worry, this Sidecore, very useful, enables things other than Zealots to be built. This Zealot currently not building because the Protoss is supply blocked. Oh no! Here he goes, a couple of pylons going down now. So the Sidecore will enable Stalkers, Adepts, Sentries, and will also enable a Mothership Core to be built from this Nexus. Over in the Zerg base, let's find out what's happening. Nothing. Utumno! 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 All these workers, larvae, they need to be turned into stuff. Utumno, you've got you've got so much money. So hopefully these are okay. More Overlords. Yeah, that's frightening. Yeah, gas has gone down. Not mining any gas yet, but at least we've got an extractor. So when we do want to mine some gas, we can. Plenty of free supply for Utumno there. Perhaps he knows something that I don't. Yeah, get some workers in the gas, Utumno. This spawning pool arguably should have been the first thing Utumno should have built. Why build another gas when you're not even mining any from this one? And look, the larva build stuff. You can afford it. Build stuff, Utumno. Let's see what the Protoss is doing. There's the Mothership Core, right? Very useful unit, spellcasting unit. So one of the things it can do is photon overcharge a pylon. So the Mothership Core at home by itself can defend against an awful lot of harassment. The photon overcharge here turns these pylons into cannons basically that have quite a powerful shot, and that lasts for about 20 seconds. So Bicuspidvalv has the expansion down. He will very soon have an economic advantage from that, if he doesn't already, because only 13 workers mining here. Utumno, what are you doing? Look, what? Okay, so some Zerglings up. I might want to kill that before it, I don't know, looks around. Good to see that Bicuspidvalv has sent a worker across the map to scout. This is a game of strategy, a game of tactics. Very hard to plan what to do if you don't know what your opponent's doing. So it's always a great plan to send a worker in just to have a look around, or indeed to just skirt the edge of your opponent's base and find out nothing. Let's find out what Bicuspidvalv did see there. He saw the hatchery and nothing else. So he really didn't get much information there. A little bit of a wasted opportunity. Let's see what Utumno knows about his opponent. Literally nothing. Yeah, Utumno. Come on, Utumno. Okay, what's happening here? Bicuspidvalv, 2 gateways on the go, is building a Stargate, is building a Twilight Console. Twilight Console allows for some particular upgrades. It also allows for the upgrades in the Forge to go beyond +1. Bicuspidvalv upgrading armor. I believe he's already upgraded attack. Let's just have a look. Yeah, these ground units have already got +1 attack, so getting stuck into the upgrades nice and early. Building a Void Ray, interesting choice. Oh, finally Utumno, some units. Utumno is worrying me a little bit. He has all that money and just no units, no expo either. Really important as a Zerg in particular to expand. Not uncommon to see Zergs drop 1 and possibly even 2 expand hatches before they've even built a spawning pool, which is the most basic of Zerg structures. In this case, though, Utumno isn't short of money or larva. These roaches just hanging out. Now, if I click on the spawning pool here, this metabolic boost upgrade is normally the first thing you get as Zerg. It's the first upgrade to score, and it speeds up your lings, makes them really quite fast. Slow lings, not very effective, certainly not against things like Zealots and Adepts, or anything really, to be honest. Fast lings is what you need, and a Zerg with this much money, lings don't cost any gas, so if you have that speed upgrade, he could certainly just throw out 1,000,000 lings and take over the world. The other thing the Zerg really needs to be doing here is building queens. Once the spawning pool finishes, the Zerg can build queens at the hatcheries. Queens do not require larvae. They do take up supply. They're 2 supply each, but no larvae required for a queen. Queens, well, I was going to call them a spellcaster, but that's not quite true. But queens are good defensively because a single queen next to a hatch can put off an awful lot of types of harassment. If it's maybe a reaper or an oracle or something like that, a queen can do good. The queen can also spit on these hatches to enable them to churn out more than 3 larvae at a time. And that can be a real bonus if you've got huge amounts of money to spend. Utumno, build units! Build units, please build some units, Utumno! The Roach Warren here allows Utumno to build roaches. Roaches are a good unit. They're relatively cheap. They're relatively tough. Cost 25 gas each, I think. So nothing too drastic. But they are 2 supply each. Yeah, so early game, quite often the problem with roaches is that you run out of supply. Utumno, however, you're not going to run out of anything, Utumno. Utumno, have you drifted off, Utumno? Have you gone for coffee? Come on, Utumno. Build units. You have 3.5 grand. If this were some sort of financial game, Utumno would be winning. Bicuspidvalv down here, stockpiling Void Rays. Now this, see how we have 2 Void Rays queued? I don't like to see queues. Queues are bad. The cost of a Void Ray and the cost of a Stargate is pretty similar. So these 2 in the queue, drop a second Stargate. By the time this one is finished, you've got enough money to start this next one, and by the time it is even by the time it's come halfway done, you have a second Stargate and you've started this one sooner, and you're building 2 Void Rays at a time. There's never an advantage to having stuff queued. It's not pretty. So yeah, should you find yourself, in most cases, if you find yourself with too much money to spend, that means you simply need to build more buildings from which units can come out. In Utumno's case, he just needs to turn these larvae into stuff. You need to be just holding down S to select the larvae and R to turn them into roaches. Just hold it down, Utumno. Just pump out units. I can't help but feel that Utumno is going to die soon. Let's have a look. The army supply, yeah, massively in favour of the Protoss. This is going to be bad. It's going to be ugly. If the Protoss had only done some scouting, he'd be well aware that he could have A-clicked for the win several minutes ago. Okay, so Oh, come on, Bicuspidvalv, you are killing me here. You've got 300 gas queued, just doing nothing for you. The Twilight Council Zealot charge has been researched. Blink also very, very good to research. Yeah, if you knew that you were against roaches, Blink Stalkers do very well indeed, because with Blink you can blink the front weakened Stalkers back so that their shields can recharge, and thereby not losing any Stalkers. So Blink Stalkers do well against roaches. Utumno, 5.5 grand in the bank. What? Build an army, Utumno. Build an army. Let's just see what Utumno is doing. Let's have a look at player cam. Utumno checking out his expand out the back there. Checking over here. Yeah, I've got plenty of larvae. Look to the top right, Utumno. You've got a fortune. Please turn it into units, please. Utumno. Utumno! I can't watch anymore. Okay. Back to business. Protoss army, massive. Zerg army, tiny. Protoss finally moving out. This unit, the Oracle, not generally part of an army. The Oracle is a very fast unit, normally used early game to harass. It's a spellcasting unit, very quick, so you can get it across the map quickly into the back of a mineral line. The pulsar beam that it can produce is very, very good at killing workers. This Zerg has literally nothing that shoots up though, so these Void Rays on their own could win the game. This is all over. Yeah, it's not pretty, is it? So hopefully Utumno is just lulling his opponent into a false sense of security, and game 2 he's going to crack out serious strats. Yeah, that's what we'd all like to see. Unusual to bring the mothership core with you when you go into battle. It does have this recall feature, which means in the event of a counter-attack you can recall the mothership back to a nexus point, taking with it all of your units within a sort of fixed radius, and that can be very, very useful. But typically you leave the mothership core at home so that it can use that photon overcharge on pylons. It is all over. Let's move into game 2.